Some time ago, I showcased this little experimental tree. This is a West Indian cherry, and the backstory behind this was that I got this as a seedling, and I wasn't entirely sure what to do with it. So, what I was doing every single time I pass, I practice a little bit of wiring and I put some wire on this. And I've been doing that ever since. And the last time this was showcased was when I repotted it and I put it onto this rock here. It is doing well. It is doing well. And off camera, I would have added a little bit more wire, which I am now in the process of taking off. I have one more piece of wire to remove, and then, as you can see, and then I'm gonna snip away one or two things that not pointing in directions that we want. When I'm finished snipping that away, I'm gonna give this tree a little rest from the wire for a bit, and then tackle it again in the near future. So this is it. Now, when you come back, all the wire is going to be off, and let's see what it looks like. Now, my friends, the bends that I've put onto this little tree, is not in line with how it naturally grows. I decided to take an artistic approach to wiring, and I gave it some, in my estimate, some extreme bends to add some character to it. And somebody asked me a question on one of my videos in the comments, or not asked me a question, they kind of posed a comment. I'll leave it as a comment. When you're going to put, can't wait to see when you put something into a bonsai pot. And I responded and I said, soon. But in looking at it, and I didn't take the comment as a negative at all. I didn't take it as a negative at all. So if you think that is where I'm going, that's not where I'm going. My thing is that I have a lot of young trees. I have midway trees. I have older entities. So I have toddlers, I have teenagers, and I have one or two adults in my collection. And I am in no hurry to put things into bonsai pots. One, as I would have mentioned before, bonsai pots are not necessarily the easiest thing to get here. It's not the easiest thing to get at all. And as a result of which, we rely on one or two people, one being Kenny Ali from Sangre Grande, who makes concrete bonsai pots for us. Other than that, we utilize what else we have, what else is available. And as you would have seen in a couple videos back, a couple makeshift pots, handmade pots, utilizing different techniques and whatnot. So with that comment, I think that I am going to, with that comment, and based on the availability of pots and the price, because the bonsai pots that are available are very, very, very pricey. With that, I have resigned myself into possibly attempting to dabble in the making of bonsai pots using, well, I do have a, what do you call it, a kiln, the oven to bake the clay. So I am going to use material like concrete as well and try my hand at making a jig, try my hand at making a bonsai pot, one or two, not moving away from what we get from Kenny, not at all. Because Kenny's a good guy and he produces some good stuff for us, you know. So talking to you, snipping accordingly. And yeah, so I just thought I might mention that because it was a pretty decent comment, and it was something that I felt you need to address, not as a retaliation or taking the comment in a negative way. That is not it at all. That is not it at all. So, as you can see, I just opened up the trunk line and I'm removing some items that go in some not so nice directions. And I have a choice here because I have a branch coming up here, I have a branch coming over here, and I have a branch down to the bottom under here. And it's which one I want to develop, because I already identified this as my apex, which has to come more forward. So if that is my apex, I'm going to remove this because this is in a crease. Rough cut at first. And there's more than that. I have one going to the back as well. I want to maintain a three-dimensional type situation, and I can't have all of these branches coming out of the same spot. So I'm going to remove this fellow, making a strategic cut. And as I'm clearing up, I'm beginning to see what is actually happening with this body of work that I'm doing here. It's a little crazy, you know? It's a little bit crazy. So even though I just say 5 minutes ago that I'm going to give it a little rest from the wire, when I started to take off things and I looked at some branches, I gave a couple branches a little bit of wire just to help them along. 2 branches got some wire to help them, 3 actually, to help them along, and 1 to give it a little bit of character in line with the ongoing theme of craziness. I don't know how else to put it. In line with the ongoing theme of craziness, I gave it some wire. So let me bring you in closer to see what's happening, and that is it. A very impromptu, shortish video today. So as I bring you in closer, going from the roots where I put it over this man-made rock, because this is concrete and stone, but it had a pretty decent shape. So I put it onto this, and you could see some of the wire work that has been going on over the time that I had it, over the years. And it is growing, bulking up nicely. Now I do a little piece of crazy wiring where I make a loop here, but that's okay. I like it. It's mad. I like it. Let it stay as is. So as I manually turn it to give you something of a 360 view. So that was the front, going around to the side here. And as we go around to the side here, you're seeing the loop that I'm talking about. To the back, in a throwback so that you can see the back a bit. The back looks a little bit bulky for now, but we'll fix that in time. I seen a branch here to take off down to the bottom. The other side. And my friends, back to the front. Oh, is this the front? Yeah. So that is it for this Sunday evening. So, my friends, as I usually say, be good to yourself, be good to others, treat people how you want to be treated. And remember that our climate is our responsibility, our plant, the environment is our responsibility. We have an opportunity, my friends, to change it for the better. If not for ourselves, let's do it for the future generations. Yeah? Like help, subscribe, comment, leave those comments. I like the comments, good, bad, and indifferent, because what that does, it allows me to address possible mishaps, possibly explain my thought process a bit more, and just build an overall healthy society. So comment if there's anybody that would benefit from the things that I do. Share away, right? And that's usually my ending, but I'm going to leave you with this. At the end of the day, you need to know what bonsai is for you. For those who are thinking about getting into bonsai, for those who are already in it, for those who, whatever stage of bonsai you have to know what the art form does for you, what it means to you, what it will do for you, what you want it for. That is a very big thing. What do you want this art form for? This, for me, the art form is a form of relaxation. It's something very nice to do. It provides me with a space of peace, of confusion, a space to think, a space to mull over thoughts, old thoughts, work through all kinds of different things. It helps with my wellness, because I might be doing a plant and my thoughts might run away, and in my thoughts running away, you get to address in my mind how I felt about something that would have happened in the past, or something that I might be going through, and I might come up with a better idea, or find a way to mull over and deal with that particular problem. So you need to know what bonsai is for you and what it does for you. Yeah, I hope it brings you that sense of peace, that sense of positivity, that sense of triumph in some of the many failures that you may have, because I have had many failures. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. So have a good one, my friends, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.